Had a very busy day today. I'm starting out with Kirk's wife. I told you I would get to this if I could. Looks like the thing was like 4 or 5 hours long. I definitely want to hear what she has to say and what Trump has to say. If there's any more speakers you guys would like to hear, let me know, and I will try to fit them in. So, let's check this out. I heard she said some meaningful things. By the way, I want to say something. I noticed the thing that I saw the most about her after her speech, besides, condolences and she's brave and strong and that's a woman and this and that, like it was a bunch of good stuff. But the main bad thing that I saw was that people were saying that her speech when she addressed the nation was fake. That she was fake, that her emotions were fake. And when I saw it, I thought to myself for a split second that something felt off. But then I thought about it. And I was like, wait a minute. This is a guy who got these type of threats all the time. This is a guy that knew that what he was talking about could possibly cost him his life. I'm sure that they spoke about this. And she ended up speaking like 2 or 3 days after he got assassinated. And they said that the reason why she did is because it was planned. He wrote out what he wanted her to do if he was ever taken out. That's the reason why she probably felt scripted. Everything was planned by him about what she would say, what she would do in the event that he passed away doing what he loved to do. I think that's the issue. Also, when you're a woman or a person that has a family member or you're dating someone or whatever, you know that they could possibly die doing what they do. You have a certain amount of preparedness in your mind. If a woman's dating a firefighter, a policeman, or someone in the service, even in a situation where you have a family member that may have a terminal disease, there's a part of your mind that is always ready for that. There was a point when my mom was extremely sick. In the last couple of months of her being alive, I prepared myself mentally. And I'll never forget this. One of my boys said to me, he said, yo, man, he was like, I gotta tell you, I don't know how you did it. You handled her passing away like a champ. He said, I couldn't have did it. I don't know how you did it. And I told him, I said, you don't think I cried? I cried plenty. I got it all out, and this is a point where you can't cry anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I had been prepared. And some people, no matter how hard they try, they can't prepare their minds for something like that. So, when I got the news, I cried a little. I mean, I had a tear streaming down my eye. I had to call my brother. I had to call my uncle. And I let my uncle tell everybody else. Called my brother first, then my uncle, to tell the rest of the family. And then I was in charge because I was the oldest son to get everything taken care of. So I had to keep my composure to do what I needed to do. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's probably why she got called out for being fake. She wasn't being fake. She was regimented and things were planned. And I think that was the deal. She got everybody's support.
All of you for coming here from all over the world to honor and celebrate my Charlie. Just a few miles from here, 2 years ago.
Just notice she's behind bulletproof glass. It's a shame that they even had to do that.
At America Fest 2023, Charlie delivered a speech on stage for our TPUSA Faith event. Charlie loves speaking off the cuff. He was very good at that, without a script. So I personally didn't know what he was going to say. And what he chose to speak about that day was his submission to the will of God. He quoted one of his favorite Bible verses, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. "Here I am, Lord. Send me." After Charlie finished, I met him backstage, and I spoke to him, and I'll never forget this. I said, "Charlie, baby, please talk to me next time before you say that statement." Because when you say something like that, there is so much power in that verse. When you say, "Here I am, Lord, use me," God will take you up on that. And he did.
I'm sure.
With Charlie. "11 days ago, God accepted that total surrender from my husband and then called him to his side. More than anything, Charlie wanted to do not his will, but God's will. And over these past 11 days, through all the pain, never before have I found as much comfort as I now do in the words of our Lord's Prayer, 'Thy will be done.'
Got a lot of Christians there.
God's love was revealed to me on the very day my husband was murdered. On the afternoon of September 10th, I arrived at a Utah hospital to do the unthinkable, to look directly at my husband's murdered body.
That right there has got to be one of the hardest things in the world to do. When they call family members in to identify the body. I don't know exactly why they do that. When in certain cases, it's clear who it is. You know what I mean? A lot of they have their ID on them at times, and I don't know why they have to go through that formality. You know, like your person so well, you can see their hand and know exactly it's them. You know what I mean? But that had to be hard.
Saw the wound that ended his life. I felt everything you would expect to feel.
Anger.
I felt shock.
Shock, yeah. Sorrow.
I felt horror.
Grief.
And a level of heartache that I didn't even know existed.
I'm sure.
But there was something else too. Even in death, I could see the man that I love. I saw the one single gray hair on the side of his head, which I never told him about. Now he knows. Sorry, baby, telling you now, but never told him. Didn't want to. I also saw this. I also saw on his lips the faintest smile. And that told me something important. It revealed to me a great mercy from God in this tragedy. When I saw that, it told me Charlie didn't suffer. Even the doctor told me.
No, he didn't.
It was something so instant that even Even if Charlie had been shot in the operating room itself,
They couldn't have saved him.
nothing could have been done.
Yeah, I saw several people talking about that. And when I initially saw it, I was like, "Oh my God. I don't know even if it was a team right there. They could have did anything."
There's no pain. There's no fear. No agony. One moment Charlie was doing what he loved, arguing and debating on campus, fighting for the gospel and truth in front of a big crowd. And then he blinked. He blinked and saw his Savior in paradise.
By the way, too, I think another reason why people said that she was being fake is she has a dramatic or a bravado about how she delivers her lines. I think she's trying to be an upstanding, regal wife for him. That's what I think is going on. I don't think that she's being fake. She's a woman that's been prepared. She's following his instructions, and she's trying to be a upstanding, classy, regal wife for him. I think that's what's going on, and people are taking it as fake. I think they want her to be more of a blubbering mess and kind of less formal. She's also trying to be formal. I think that's what's going on. Maybe she's even being romantic and poetic with it. She's trying to be as upstanding as she can for her husband. That's what I think is going on.
And all the heavenly mysteries were revealed to him. God's love continued to be revealed to me in the days that followed. The next day on the tarmac in Air Force Two, I confronted Usha Vance, precious woman. I held her hand and I told her, honestly, I do not know how I'm going to get through this. She told me something. She said, when you're on an airplane with your kids and it's the last 15 minutes of the flight and things are crazy, kids are not cooperating, toys are flying everywhere and everyone's screaming, and you think to yourself, I cannot wait for this flight to land. And it's 15 minutes before you land. And she told me, you will get through these 15 minutes and the next 15 minutes after that. Usha, I don't think you realized it then, but those words were exactly what I needed to hear. But most of all, God's mercy and God's love have been revealed to me these past 10 days. After Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence. We didn't see rioting.
That's true. But we did see people going to the vigils, losing their damn mind, trying to disgrace his name. And when I saw footage of one dude getting his booty beat by the whole crowd because he came in there saying F Charlie Kirk when people were trying to be peaceful. You see that? Something's wrong with people, man. Highly wrong.
We didn't see revolution. Instead, we saw what my husband always prayed he would see in this country. We saw revival. This past week, we saw people open a Bible for the first time in a decade. We saw people pray for the first time since they were children.
Yeah. That was
We
going
saw
on.
people go to a church service for the first time in their entire lives.
Yeah. That's wild. That he mobilized people like that. Mobilized people to go to church, to wear a suit. You see the guy that was wearing the suit. To start a Turning Point chapter. Like they got like 60,000 requests the last that I heard. His goal was, I don't know, his goal was like something like 10 or 9 or I forgot what it was, something like that. Like people are praying, people that like speaking out. Like it's very interesting what's going on.
Charlie liked to journal. And I say this because he did it to remember important moments and sayings that affected him. And one of the things he wrote in his journal was this: every time you make a decision, it puts a mark on your soul. To those of you out there who just made that decision and took the first step toward a spiritual life, I say thank you and welcome. One day I hope you look back and realize it was the most important decision of your life, because it is. All of you, all of you who are already believers, it is your job to shepherd these people. Do not take that lightly. Water the seed of their faith. Protect it and help it grow. Every day as Charlie rode into the office, he would go through his contact list. And I know there's many of you who were impacted by this. He would go through his contact list and send Bible verses for the day. He knew that faith was a habit. The more you live it, the more it grows. But know this too: the seed has only just been planted. The enemy will tempt you the most in a time like this one. God will always be there for you, but you must choose to mark your soul again and again in the direction of Christ. Pray again. Read the Bible again. Go to church next Sunday and the Sunday after that, and break free from the temptations and shackles of this world. Being a follower of Christ is not easy. It's not supposed to be. Jesus said, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. He said he would be persecuted. He said we would be persecuted. And Charlie knew that and happily carried his cross all the way to the end. And I want all of you to know, while Charlie died far too early, he was also ready to die. There was nothing he was putting off. There was nothing that was too hard or too painful, or nothing that he just felt like he didn't want to do it.
He's ready to die, huh?
He left this world without regrets. He did 100% of what he could every day. But I want you to know something. Charlie died with incomplete work, but not with unfinished business.
It's a good statement there.
But I will miss him. I will miss him so much because our marriage and our family were beautiful. They still are. The greatest cause in Charlie's life was trying to revive the American family.
It's a whole lot of bling on
When
her
he
fingers.
spoke to young people, he was always eager to tell them about God's vision for marriage and how, if they could just dare to live it out, it would enrich every part of their life.
Yeah, he was very big on
way that
marriage.
it enriched ours.
We're seeing him on
Someone once asked
whatever
me
podcast.
how Charlie and I, how we kept our marriage so strong when he was busy traveling. And our little secret, it was love notes. Every Saturday, Charlie wrote one for me, and he never missed a Saturday. And in every single one of them, he'd tell me what his highlight was for the week, how grateful he was for me and our babies. And always at the end, he would always end it with asking the most beautiful question. He'd always end it by asking, "Please let me know how I can better serve you as a husband."
She
Charlie
said that
perfectly
before he would say that.
understood God's role for a Christian husband. A man who leads so that they can serve. To all the men watching around the world, accept Charlie's challenge
A lot of red shirts out
and
there.
embrace true manhood. Be strong and courageous for your families. Love your wives and lead them. Love your children and protect them. Be the spiritual head of your home. But please be a leader worth following.
Yeah,
Your wife,
that was good.
your wife is not your servant. Your wife is not your employee. Your wife is not your slave. She is your helper. You are not rivals.
That's right.
You
Don't
are one
compete.
flesh working together for the glory of God.
We're getting going now.
I was Charlie's confidant. I was his vault. His closest and most trusted advisor, his best friend. I poured into him and loved him so deeply, empowered him, because his love for me drove me to be a better wife. Every day he honored me, and I prayed that I could be the wife that God needed me to be for my husband. Women, I have a challenge for you too. Be virtuous. Our strength is found in God's design for our role. We are the guardians. We are the...
It'd definitely be hard to find a virtuous woman during these times. The men know what I'm talking about. And you don't know what virtuous means, look it up. And then you tell me if you've ran into a lot of virtuous women these days.
encouragers. We are the preservers. Guard your heart. Everything you do flows from it. And if you're a mother, please recognize that is the single most important ministry you have. In our home, because Charlie traveled a lot, we tried to travel with him where we could. But I made sure that when Charlie returned from work, it was his sacred landing place, away from the worries of the world. I didn't make him feel guilty for being away too long or too much, or getting home too late. I always told him, home is here for you, and it'll be ready for you. And I made it into this place where he wanted to be as soon as possible when he was on the road. There was no keeping score between us. We were a team, working together for the same mission. I never wanted to be the one standing between Charlie and the task that God prepared for him, had set for him.
Yeah,
and I knew Charlie would always do
that type
his
of stuff would cause resentment if she did stand in his way.
best to help me with the same.
But she helped him with his purpose.
My marriage with Charlie was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I know it was the best thing that ever happened to him as well. He wanted everyone to experience that joy. And that's what's so beautiful about God's design for marriage, is that everyone can. And I could talk endlessly about it, and years to come I will. But Charlie's mission above all was aimed directly at those who aren't married.
Yeah.
He named his organization well.
Mm-hmm.
He knew things were not right with America, and especially with young people. And they needed a new direction. Charlie passionately wanted to reach and save the lost boys of the West. The young men who feel like they have no direction, no purpose, no faith, and no reason to live. The men wasting their lives on distractions, and the men consumed with resentment, anger, and hate. Charlie wanted to help them.
There's a whole lot of that. Just go to Twitter.
He
Read
wanted them to
YouTube
have
comments.
a home with Turning Point USA. And when he went onto campus,
Go to
he was
Reddit.
looking to show them a better path and a better life that was right there for the taking. He wanted to show them that. My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men just like the one who took his life.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame he couldn't help save him. That man's mind was totally twisted and taken over by hate, negativity, misunderstanding, not wanting to further understand or figure things out or talk things out. Dude was...
That young man. That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive him.
Oh, that gave me chills. Wouldn't have been me. Let me tell you something. She a better Christian than me. All right? I personally am not Christian. I was raised Christian. I'm more spiritual now, and I know there's different connotations to that. When I tell you I'm spiritual, I speak to God every day. I pray to him every day. I thank him every day, several times a day, and I try to be the best human being that I can be, okay? However, I am a forgiving person, but I never forget If someone did that, they ain't getting my forgiveness. I ain't at that point. And she has my respect that she's at that point, but I wouldn't be there. I forgive you right after I make you pay for you taking my loved one from me. Yeah, that's the big Christian thing, forgiveness. All day long, I told you, one of the main pillars of Christianity is forgiveness. That's why she's getting so long of an ovation. Because a bunch of people out there saying the same thing. You're a better woman than me. You're a better person than me. You know what I mean? You're a better spouse than me because dude would have had hell to pay.
Forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us. The world needs Turning Point USA. It needs a group that will point young people away from the path of misery and sin. It needs something that will lead people away from hell in this world and in the next. It needs young people pointed in the direction of truth and beauty. And so I promise you today, every part of our work will become greater. I am tremendously honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
Stood up for that. Dude really messed up. He was trying to silence Charlie's message, and he got, like I said, Charlie wanted something like 9,000 chapters or whatever. I forgot what the number was, 6,000 or whatever. And you got 60,000 extra chapters that want to join. And I think they have like 9 or 12 or something like that.
I do not take that lightly. Charlie and I were united in purpose. His passion was my passion, and now his mission is my mission. Everything that Turning Point USA built through Charlie's vision and hard work, we will make 10 times greater through the power of his memory. Chapters will grow. Thousands of new ones will be created. TPUSA Faith will add thousands of new pastors and congregations. And yes, campus events will continue.
You know, I saw dudes marching the other day, talking about F. Charlie Kirk. Walking down the street, I was just like, oh my God.
And we will continue to hold debates and
Here's the thing. Even if I thought he was racist, you're not going to see me marching down the street talking about F. Charlie Kirk and he deserved it and all this. You'll never see me waste my time harboring that kind of negative energy and putting it out there for other people to absorb and take. No, you'll never see me doing that. Some people let so much negativity ruin and run their lives. Like I said, go to Reddit,
the First Amendment of our
Twitter,
Constitution is the most
Blue Sky,
human amendment.
YouTube content and comments.
Naturally believing beings. And the First Amendment protects our right to do both. No assassin will ever stop us from standing up to defend those rights, ever. Because when you stop the conversation, when you stop the dialogue, this is what happens. When we lose the ability and the willingness to communicate, we get violence. And as I stand here now, and I look at this beautiful photo of my husband in front of me, hanging in the stadium.
They're going to show
I
it.
think of my husband 13 years ago.
Figured they would show it.
I hadn't met him yet. He was 18 years old. A man barely out of high school. Running around the halls of the RNC without $1 in his pocket and a single contact in his phone.
I saw something the other day that said that he came from money. The way she just said that made me think that he didn't. So I don't know. I know sometimes an affluent family will kind of kick you out of the nest on your own. You know, they will help you if you absolutely need it. But sometimes parents that make their own money will make you start from the bottom to get to the top like they did. But they'll be there to guide you type of thing. So I don't know.
People who saw him said that he didn't know what he was doing. But he did. He did know what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was going to change the world, and he did. Charlie's life was a turning point for this country. It was a miracle. Let that miracle that was Charlie's life be your turning point as well. Choose prayer. Choose courage. Choose beauty. Choose adventure. Choose family. Choose a life of faith. Most importantly, choose Christ. I love you, Charlie, baby. And I will make you proud. God bless you all, and God bless America.
She has all my respect. She did right by her husband. It's a damn good wife right there. That's a good wife. Wow.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click
Hate
here
that they
to
put that
subscribe.
bumper there. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Right at the end of that. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me know who you want to hear from next. I assume it's Trump. I think he spoke last. And I'm going to check that out next after I put this up. All right. I will see y'all in the next video. That was great. That was powerful. That was respectful. That was a good wife. 10 million subscribers.